Okay, video 2, this is really a good segue from the last one with all the key injuries and suspensions that everyone's kind of faced. Now this is kind of when it comes into play how well you drafted for depth, the moves you make on the waiver wire, trades that you can make. So certainly if you're injury struck or get hit with a few suspensions, you definitely want to probably be active in one of those two spaces, and hopefully you drafted well. So we ended off with Nigeli having a big devastation to his team, and maybe perhaps the more surprising thing is there's really not any action out of his team despite some of those injuries that he's faced at this first 3 picks in his keeper. He ended up dropping Bradshaw, which I ended up picking up, and I think that's going to turn out to be beneficial to me. As I just don't think Richardson's going to end up being the lead back over there, and in fact is starting to turn. So perhaps we might see some waivers or some trades out of Nigeli to kind of take care of some of those injuries that he's been facing. Here, nothing major here. Cousins is a backup. Which was interesting, I guess, out of it all was that he dropped RG3 for Cousins. I personally think Cousins would be the guy to be starting even if RG was healthy. But of course, I'm not the coach, and I don't get paid to do that. But so I guess I like that pickup. Andy's been by far the most active, and it actually seems like even though he's the most active, he probably doesn't understand. Doesn't look like he understands how the roster spots work, as he keeps picking up more players and dropping a player. I think that's happened in the last 2 weeks. From his end, though, the key pickups that I saw were Niles Davis in week 1, so that was before the injury even came. So he got fortunate that he grabbed him then. And then Brian Quick, whether he starts in his lineup, I don't know, but he's been averaging 11 points per game so far. Derek this week picked up Donald Brown with Ryan Matthews going down. And actually, I forgot to mention him on my team. He's an injury on my end, and Derek picked up Donald Brown, so that should be at least a flex or RB2 position if you wanted it or needed it for maybe a good month. On my team, like I said, I picked up Bradshaw. I'm probably going to end up. I'm contemplating starting him this week between him and West. So I think anyone you could pick off the waiver wire or start in your lineup's a good thing. Of course, I also picked up James Jones. He's on the Oakland, so we'll see where that goes. But he's averaging something like 14, 15 points a game. So figured I needed to at least pick him up and see where that takes me. Of course, there was a trade between me and Paulus. That seems to be an annual thing now, where him and I trade. I'm not sure how everyone feels about it, but from my perspective, I'm happy about it. I think he's happy about it. He got two starters on his team, and kind of firmed up his wide receiver spot, where I'm not sure he was too high on Deshaun this year, given he has Garcon and Deshaun. But either way, he can play matchups with some of the people now, so he has a little bit more flexibility there. And Stacy is not a slouch either. Lynx picked up Rainey and McFadden. Certainly two guys that, particularly Rainey, if he's got the starting job, will definitely put up points. McFadden, he never was really a guy besides maybe that 1 year that was able to consistently put up points. But he's got the starting job. There's not really anyone competing, so I think that's a fine pickup. So as far as the waivers and trades this past couple of weeks, that's some of the key ones that I saw. There's certainly other ones happening, but those are the ones I thought, potentially could maybe one day make it impact your starting lineup, or actually would be in your starting lineup.